Okay, just real quick, a little bit on Chapter 10 and what we're trying to do in Chapter 10. And basically what we're trying to do is determine if there's a difference between two groups and the average of each of those two groups for some numerical value. It could be determine if there's a difference between how males and females feel about a certain thing and see if their quantitative answer is different from each other, or if one certain year's sales numbers versus another sales years, to see if there's a significant difference between the two numbers, or before and after something happens, to see if people feel differently or have a different number of something before and after an event. So there's lots of different things you can do, but basically you're just trying to see if there's a difference between the average of group 1 and the average of group 2. And so try to make this work here. So your hypotheses is always going to look like the mean of group 1 minus the mean of group 2 is equal to 0. And if that's true, then there's no difference between the two groups. Or if the mean of group 1 minus the mean of group 2 is not equal to 0, then there is a difference between the two groups. And this is another example I'm going to show here in a little bit. But the book also says you can see if there's the mean of group 1 minus the mean of another group is greater than 0 or less than 0, or so you can see if one group is larger than the other or smaller than the other, instead of just whether or not they're equal to each other. So I'm going to start out, and we're going to do, the best way to do this is just to jump in and do one. So I'm going to come back and talk about each of the sections individually.